President Trump announced a series of trade deals after a meeting with Chinese Communist Party leader Xi Jinping. Joining us to discuss is Chris Chappell, host of the show China Uncensored. Chris, so good to have you here. Thank you very much. So what are your overall thoughts, impressions on the meeting? You know, Trump saying it was amazing, saying that that's the way we should get along.
He has a way with words. To me, not a whole lot really came out of the meeting that was very significant. It was basically kind of a Rorschach test for however you feel about Xi Jinping or Trump. People who hate Trump say he caved. It was another taco moment. People who don't like Xi Jinping say that he's losing power. Since people were saying he'd be purged last week at the fourth plenum, I think this is pretty clear that he's still around. To me, what was most significant was actually the lead up to the meeting, everything Trump did on his Asia tour. And all of that was definitely geared towards countering the CCP. And I think there's a lot more weight to that than really most of the stuff that actually came out of the meeting itself.
So then, what do you think Trump achieved in the meetings leading up to the summit with Xi Jinping?
Well, so the trade deals with Cambodia and Malaysia, that was really big. The rare earths deal with Japan, that's going to be critical for breaking China's monopoly on rare earths. Uh, the agreement with South Korea to let them build nuclear submarines, really important. The help that those countries are going to give to getting U.S. shipbuilding back on its feet. Most ships are built in China now. I think it has 200 times the shipbuilding capacity of the United States. The U.S. really rapidly needs to ramp up its shipbuilding, and our allies in South Korea and Japan can really play a big role in that. And of course, Trump's announcement right before the meeting that the U.S. would be once again testing nuclear weapons. I think that sent a pretty clear message to Xi Jinping.
All right, Chris. I want to into a little bit detail of some of the things that came out of this meeting. So Beijing agreed to resume purchasing soybeans from American farmers, allow for the export of rare earth metals, and mitigate the flow of fentanyl precursors. So Trump said that Xi is going to work very hard to stop the death that's coming in. But Chris, my question to you is, we've seen many past instances where China did not live up to its agreements.
Yeah, China has been promising to curb fentanyl flowing into the US since Obama. They lie every time. And my concern is that, do we really need to roll back the tariffs 10% for that? That's getting close to the same tariff rates the US has on other countries. China should be treated differently. It's The Chinese Communist Party is a threat to the United States. Why get rid of those tariffs for something they are not going to do? Maybe Trump has a reason behind that, but yeah, the main thing was that the 100% tariffs that Trump put on China in response to the rare earth restrictions that China implemented, those have been walked back. So we're basically back to where we were 3 weeks ago.
Why do you think President Trump omitted the Taiwan issue? It never came up during the talks, despite Trump previously saying that he would raise it.
Yeah, he also said he would bring up Jimmy Lai. I don't know why that was the decision. It just kind of fits into the meeting not really being significant in any way. I think both sides just took a step back to allow for re-strategizing. What'll be really significant is what happens in the future. Will the US use this supposed year-long gap before China could re-implement the rare earth restrictions to actually work with Japan and develop rare earths so the US is not reliant on Chinese rare earths? That's going to be very significant. And the tariff stuff, next week, tariffs could be slapped back on. Who knows?
So, Chris, I don't know if I want to admit this, but I watch a lot of your episodes, and I do know that
Oh,
you
yeah.
talk, you do talk a lot about U.S.-China relations. So I think this question would be appropriate. Chinese Communist Party head Xi Jinping said that China and the United States should be partners and friends. What does that mean to you? What is the current state of U.S.-China relations?
The joke is Xi Jinping always talks about win-win cooperation, which means China wins twice. It's meaningless. The Chinese Communist Party has, well before Xi Jinping, considered itself at war with the United States. That's not changing. Fundamental to China's communist system is the idea that it has to supplant the U.S. as a global superpower. They're out to defeat us. So, he can say those nice words. And Trump says nice words about Xi Jinping. I think it's both equally meaningless. Again, we're going to have to see what actually both sides do in the coming weeks and months.
So, Chris, I was doing a little bit of research about this meeting, and according to China's foreign ministry, Xi Jinping said that China has no intention to challenge or supplant anyone. Can you talk to us about that?
I mean, certainly the Chinese Communist Party has no history of lying, so I guess we can take them at their word. I think things are great now. Great.
Would you like to elaborate a bit further?
Well, if anyone didn't pick up on the sarcasm, yeah, it's they say anything. It's like fentanyl. They say they're going to do something, they don't. There is no way that China doesn't interfere with the United States. If we want to make America great again, the Chinese Communist Party has to be dealt with.
Okay, do you think China still holds the cards to try to become the world's leader, given the state of its economy right now?
Yeah, that's a very good question. Internally, there are many economic problems facing the Chinese Communist Party. The 100% tariffs would have been very devastating to them. Overproduction, collapsing real estate market. It's really hard to say if they can hold it together. Then again, people have been saying that for a long time, and this Chinese Communist Party has always managed to plug the sinking ship somehow. Uh, and then, of course, the future of Taiwan is sort of the specter hanging over all of this. Just how far Xi Jinping will go with that. But the military seems to be in disarray right now with all the purges. So I'm hoping that means a potential Chinese invasion of Taiwan has been delayed for some good time.
Okay, Chris, let me just ask you one more question here. What is the U.S. doing to counter China's plans to become the world leader?
Well, again, we're going to have to see specifically what the Trump administration does moving forward. Like I said, are they actually going to work to break the rare earth stranglehold? That's a big lever. That's leverage China has over the United States. I think in the future we need to keep clamping down on U.S. business with China. AP just came out with an article revealing that the U.S. government for years helped connect American companies with Chinese security companies. So there's a lot of messy things going on that we basically need to head towards decoupling with China. Otherwise, we're going to be selling them the rope that they'll use to hang us.
Well, all right, Chris, you always make the conversation really fun and really appreciate that sarcasm earlier. Thank you very much for your time today.
Ah, my pleasure.